Hi everyone, this is Misha from Made Up Research, and today we're going to be looking at new drugstore makeup. I have quite a few products. I know I kind of promised to use less products in the makeup videos, but today I have a table full of makeup, so let's get to it. Today I have only new stuff from Essence and also some bits from Trended Up. So we're going to see some new color correcting products, some fun textures for very fair prices as well. I'm going to start off with a primer. This is the Essence Bouncy Plump Smoothing Primer. I have been using this for a bit. As you can clearly see, it's not full anymore. But this is a very interesting primer texture. It is almost like a grainy jelly and it is fairly dry. So if you don't like sticky primers, and all that craze just kind of wasn't your thing, I feel like this is a really nice primer to look into because for a very fair price you get a really nice texture that doesn't make you feel too sticky or overly hydrated. It just kind of balances out the face and is looking a little bit matte. This is the first product. I've been quite liking this. And Essence has been really going in with all like the different textured products, and we're gonna see some more of these later. But now let's switch to Trended Up. I don't really have a new foundation, but I do have these CC Serum drops with SPF 30. I think this is supposed to be dupe of like the Dr. Jart, green makeup / skincare line. It should help with like redness, rosacea, and irritation. My face is not like super red right now, but there is definitely some discoloration going on because I just took off my makeup after a really long day. And it's supposed to have tiger grass, arnica, niacinamide, and panthenol. Arnica is the ingredient that House Labs uses, if I'm not mistaken. So it's interesting that a drugstore brand was this like fast to the trend. So as we can see, the drops, it is green, but from really up close you can see like little white beads. I think those are gonna have the pigment. So I'm just going to work this in my brush a little bit. Oh yeah, definitely it's turning fleshy colored already. It does smell very skincare-like. With these products, I'm always a little bit afraid that they're gonna be too heavy, because once it's like a skincare makeup hybrid, it always gets a little too like hydrating and sweaty for me, but this one seems to be working pretty well. I would say it's like not a bad skin tint. I don't feel like it did cancel out any extra redness, but it definitely added some like minimal coverage and is giving my skin like a really nice glow. I feel like this is the kind of thing you could just wear on its own. Looks pretty natural. I think there's a lot of people who would like this. I mean, SPF 30, very light coverage, bunch of skincare benefits. I feel like this is a pretty good product. It's definitely better feeling and better looking than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, and then when you remove it, it does look like nude colored, so I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work on different skin tones. Now, a second color correcting product I have, which I'm shaking right now, is the Skin Adapting CC Concealer. I don't think I ever saw a color correcting concealer, and it's supposed to have hyaluron peptides and ceramides. They had two shades of this concealer. This one is called Rose, and it's supposed to be for lighter skin tones. And then they had one, I'm not sure what it was called, but it was like a very yellow one, like a dark yellow. That was supposed to be for like medium and deeper skin tones. So I went for this one. It is, yeah, pretty pink looking. I'm really curious to see how this is gonna work because I feel like most color correctors don't really work for me that well. I'm gonna pick up a little bit on my slightly fluffy brush and I'm gonna blend this in. Okay. There's definitely a difference. Okay, this is a way bigger difference than I expected. You can see the side with the corrector is definitely a lot more brightened. Slightly more pink, but not in a bad way. This is very interesting. I feel like you could probably use this on its own. Like, that's the beef I often have with color correctors, that you do need to put a concealer on top. This one, not so much. Definitely looking interesting. My under eye bags are crazy today, so I don't expect it to cover them completely. But again, it's nice texture. It's way lighter than I expected. And it's looking really nice and natural. I feel like the finish is similar to the Rare Beauty, like it's not a corrector, it's like a brightener. Very similar to that. Definitely looks better than I thought. This is looking pretty good. I just set my under eyes and my T-zone as well. And I gotta say, this is looking very pretty. Natural, very light, feels very nice considering how much skincare-like products I have on my face. I'm very surprised so far. Now let's move on to more complexion products before I go to the eyes. So Essence came out with the Soft Touch collection of base products, and these are incredible. Again, I've already been using these. So let's start with the bronzer. This is the Soft Touch Butter Bronzer. These products are like somewhere between a powder and a cream, but they're not super dry. It's like a very interesting formula where you do have the application process of a cream that is quite dry, but you don't have that like cream to powder dry down when it can look a little bit too dry. I'm gonna show you. I have to show you. This is hard to explain. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit on my brush, and it is quite like pigmented but very even and smooth formula. Look at that. This is like so easy to use and really nicely pigmented. I'm not sure how many shades they have, but I know that Essence usually carries a lot less shades in Czech Republic than they have of their products. I'm not sure how inclusive is the shade range, but the application process and the finish of this is absolutely insane. You can also use this on top of powder. Like, there's no problem with that. I tried it many times. So it's super versatile. You don't really have to worry about what you got on your face already. And I even like the tone. I was first a little bit scared because I felt like it was too pigmented, but now I use it almost every day. It's one of my favorite bronzers of the past years. Texture is wonderful. It's so smooth. Super easy to use. I like the tone. The price is very fair. And here it does say that it's a powder bronzer, but honestly, I mean, touching it, this is not a powder. This is not really how powder looks and feels like. It's a lot more creamy than a powder. It's some kind of weird hybrid that I cannot really describe, but it's wonderful. I would definitely recommend the bronzer. Of course, in this very group of products, we have blushes. I have two blushes here. This is the shade Antique Bloom. It's a little bit more pink toned. And then I have the shade Exotic Daisy. All of the shades of these blushes are absolutely stunning. I don't even know which one I want to go for today. I think I'm gonna go for the more orange one, which is the Exotic Daisy, because this looks so pretty. And again, it's like the same very creamy but almost powdery texture. This blush is quite pigmented, so I would recommend going in and then wiping it off on your hand before you go in, so it's not too much. But again, you can see how smooth the pigment just glides on. This is so pretty. See how this just happens to you. And again, you can put this on top of powder. You can put this on top of your like creamy base, just like I'm doing right now. And it's gonna look absolutely stunning. This shade is beautiful. I'm going to quickly tap it in with my foundation brush just to blend it a bit better with the base underneath. Whew, stunning. I quickly powdered the rest of my face. And as you can see, everything is very much there. Now, the great thing about these products is that you can layer them on top of the powder. So if you feel like the blush is a little dead, you can just go over it a little bit and just get it back. Now that we almost have the face, I want to focus on the eye area. I have a new brow gel, so we're gonna talk about it. This is the Essence Brow Lift and Freeze Glue. It comes in this very funky packaging, and it is like a pale yellow looking. It really does look like some kind of glue. It's very thick, very gloopy, and it comes with this like dual-sided brush. I don't really use these brushes because I feel like they don't give me the precision that I need. But I'm just gonna quickly fill in my brows with a little bit of pencil and then we're gonna use it. All right, so there we go. The brows are filled. Now I'm gonna take the brow gel. You have to be careful not to take too much. And I'm just gonna brush up the brows a tiny bit. The brush is a little impractical because it is quite big and thick and also dense. But I feel like if you're careful enough, you can really get into like all of your brow hairs. So I already know because I have used this one a couple times. It does dry down completely and you can layer it. So if you want like a really like heavy duty brow gel, this could be it. If you don't overdo it, if you really let it dry, you know, if you're kind of careful with it. It is a really good brow gel. I think this is the best brow gel from Essence that I've had so far. Next, I'm going to prime my eyes using the Jelly Grip Eyeshadow Primer. This is one of their jelly green looking products. I gotta say though, I have been using this for quite a bit now and I really don't like it that much. I thought it's gonna be a little bit more sticky because it is kind of looking like a dupe of the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, But no, not really. This is just a very like weirdly slippery primer. I can't really describe it. Like it does go on very wet and very like, well, jelly. And it does spread nicely, so you can like spread it everywhere you need. It's not too thick. And then you have to let it dry, of course, so that it can become tacky. But I feel like my eyeshadow does crease when I use it. I just can't help it. I have to use it some more, but I just don't think it's a great primer because my eyeshadow just keeps creasing. I'm sorry, that's just what happens. So in the meantime, while it dries, I can show you some other products that I have. I have these new Set and Blend gel eyeliners from Essence. They look something like this. I have two shades. One is like a burgundy and it is called, well, rich burgundy. And the second one is called deep olive and it is a deep green. These are extremely creamy, nice. You twist them up, it's not a pencil. And on the other end, you do have this little like smudgy, you do have this like little smudgy sponge so you can smudge your liner with it. But then I also have probably one of my favorite products I've used in a while. These are the Essence Jelly Jewels Glitter Sticks. You know how much I was disappointed by the Catrice ones, the eyeshadow sticks that were like jelly? These ones I'm so not disappointed with, I cannot even tell you. So I have all three shades, which are Diamond Dust, which is a dark silver. Then we have Frosted Twinkle, which is like a kind of iridescent pinky white shimmer. And then we have Golden Hour, which is a beautiful warm tone, like gold. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. Of course, I'm going to show you swatches of all of these. But because I'm kind of leaning warm toned, I'm thinking that I'm going to go for the Golden Hour one. Because it's just really, really pretty. So I'm going to go in with the shade Deep Burgundy. I'm going to try to do like a little liner. I usually really suck at using eyeliner on my eyelids. I just use it on the bottom. We'll see how it goes with this one. The shade is a little bit more like brick terracotta. It doesn't really feel super burgundy, but it doesn't mean anything. It's not looking too bad. I quite like that. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly blend it out a little bit using a burgundy eyeshadow. Because here on the bottom, I feel like it's a bit too intense. It's a bit too long for my liking, I gotta say. Yeah, I went a bit too far. Okay, gotta say, I don't really like the sponge. I feel like it's only like deleting most of the pigment. It's not really adding anything. Okay, the pencil is super creamy, but I feel like it doesn't set that well. It's just very confusing to me now. Like, I'm gonna go in with the Golden Hour Jelly Stick. And I'm just gonna make this like very shimmery, I think. The sticks are wonderful. They're so easy to use and I feel like they're really nicely glittery. Unlike the other ones from Catrice, these really perform how I would like them to and give me exactly what I expect. That is the shimmer. You can see it, this is just stunning. And again, this is a jelly formula, so it dries down completely. It doesn't move anywhere. It's wonderful. There's that. I think those are the eyes. We're not gonna go like crazy overboard. But I also have these. Gleamy Glam. These are the Gleamy Glam 3-in-1 topping flakes from Trended Up. These are supposed to be like a universal topper, I guess. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of these to the middle of my eyelid and see how these work. I'm quite interested to see if these dry down or not, because I really can't tell from the texture. Almost like little iridescent flakes in water or in just some medium that is supposed to dry down. It feels like it should dry. So I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit and try to dry down. It's taking a very long time. This is taking a bit too long. Okay, let's move on to highlighter. This is the Essence Soft Touch Bouncy Glow. Of course, they also have a highlighter in this beautiful formula. You can use this with your finger, you can use it with a brush. I do usually prefer a brush to have a little bit more control. But this is a beautiful, beautiful highlighter. It's really smooth. It doesn't emphasize any texture. And it also comes in multiple shades. I have the gold one, which is called Soft Glaze. But they also have like a beautiful, a little bit more pink / light rose gold one, which is stunning. So there's that. I'm gonna put a little bit in my inner corners as well. I like that you can really build this up and achieve the look you want. You can go really heavy, you can go really light. I would say that all of these soft touch products are definitely a hit for me because I don't think I ever met a product for my complexion, that would be so easy to use. So now I'm touching the flakes again. I think they're still very wet. I don't really know what to do about it. I guess we'll just wait and then assess at the end of the video. So now I'm gonna do my mascara. This is the new Essence Lash Without Limits Tubing Extreme Lengthening and Volume Mascara. I love that everybody is doing tubing mascaras now. I actually have like a tubing mascara battle video coming up. So this is one of the new tubing mascaras. I do quite like the brush. It is a little bit stubby, quite short, spiky, but also extremely flexible. So you have to be careful with it because if you get too close to your eye, you are going to poke it. However, I do think it's a pretty good mascara. I have used it a few times already and I'm not sure I like it as much as I like the Catrice one, but it's definitely up there and I appreciate that they even did it. This is one I applied. I think it's like a pretty drastic difference. The brush grips the lashes really well and it's not too big, so I feel like even if you don't have very long lashes, you can probably use it fine. I just love the way this looks. I think this is a really good mascara. Of course it's tubing, so I'm gonna like it just because of that. And it doesn't really smudge on me as well, so that is a really, really good sign. Now, it is a little bit messy. The formula is quite wet, and I did just buy it, so it's pretty fresh. So yeah, just be careful when you apply it, because it can get a little bit messy. Sadly, I got a report that the flakes still did not dry down. I don't know what the hell is this. It's been like 10 minutes and they're still wet and I can still feel them on my lids. Probably not my favorite product. Maybe on the face these would be a bit better, I don't know, but I really hope these are gonna dry down, but so far I don't think so. And lastly, we gotta do the lips. So I do have the new Essence 8-Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner. This is in the shade Cushion Talk, which of course is probably supposed to be a dupe for the Pillow Talk, which is pretty possible. It's a really cute pink. So I'm going to line my lips and then use a new gloss. Interesting. So I really feel this is gonna be like a lot more pink, but it does look almost like neon orange on me. It's like a really interesting color. I don't think this looks like Pillow Talk at all. It did look like it in the packaging. Like this does look way different to me than it does look on my lips, but what can I do? And for my other lip product, I have the new Essence Hydra Kiss Lip Oil in the shade Cookie Sparkle. This is a beautiful champagne-y, cool-toned lip gloss slash oil. Formula of this is beautiful. If you like the Fenty glosses, this is definitely somewhat of a dupe. And this shade in particular is so sparkly. It's so beautiful. So you get all the comfort and all the sparkle. Wonderful. And that is all, my friends. This is the whole look for today. So just looking at myself now, what did I want to evaluate further on? I feel like the eyebrows, you can probably see these are fully dried down, fully stuck down. I really like this brow gel. I think it's a wonderful one if you really want something heavy duty. And then the eye flakes, are they still coming off? Yes, they are. So maybe don't get those. I'm gonna explore them further and see if it's really the case, even like on the face, or if this is just like the combo with a jelly eyeshadow on my lid. But I'm afraid they are not that great. However, the rest of the products, I think I've been using pretty much all of these besides the concealer and the CC cream drops. For the two products I haven't been using, I gotta say I'm pleasantly surprised. And I think that from now on, if I want something like super lightweight and not looking too foundation-y on me, I think this is gonna be a good contender for that because my skin does pretty good. The corrector, honestly, I'm pretty happy with it. Like, if you look at my under eyes, you don't really see the crazy under eye bags that I have. Like, in person, I can see them a bit more, but it's still very decent, very just, you know, natural, bright, and I'm pretty happy with that as well. And the rest of the products, honestly, I think Essence kind of killed it. I do not like the eyeshadow primer. I don't think this lasts that well on me. These are the stars of the show, definitely. I cannot believe that complexion products like these can blow me away at this point. Like, I tried so much shit. I have so much shit. And these are just out of this world. I don't have anything like these. And I think that is all pretty much. So we do have this like nice warm very autumnal slash summery look, and I do quite like it. So once again, Essence just killed it with their makeup product. I love that they keep coming out with stuff a couple times a year, and it's not just like a constant launches all the time. And yeah, I think that is it for today. So like this video if you enjoyed this little makeup try on, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!